We are pleased to present the following concept for the 2015 Global Business Challenge. Our proposal is titled Stepping Up Livestock and Dairy Production Through Volunteer Networks. We believe that our concept offers an innovative and unique proposal to improve global food production while protecting natural resources and supporting sustainability. We'd like to present our concept in the following order. First, we'll start describing the problem, and then we're going to present our solution to this. We'll provide a few examples and successes of this type of solution, and finally move on to the impact, collaborators, and finally our plan forward of how we plan to achieve this concept. First, the problem. We know the problem of global food security is immense. In 2050, we expect 9 billion inhabitants on the Earth with increased food demands, placing significant strain on the planet's finite resources. Chief among agricultural production systems is cattle ranching and dairy production. Around the world, 1.3 billion individuals depend on cattle and dairy for their economic well-being, and the industry forms the backbone of most rural communities in the developing world. However, the environmental impact of this cattle production is significant. Cattle production is estimated to occupy nearly 1/3 of the Earth's land surface and is the most significant driver of tropical deforestation in the Amazon and many other regions of the world. Moreover, methane and nitrous oxide emissions from cattle represent a major greenhouse gas emission, approximately 18% of the global total. In addition to this problem will continue due to the projected increase in global population and meat and dairy consumption. Per capita meat production is expected to nearly double in most of the developing world. Next, the yield gap. In most of the developing world, livestock yields are significantly lower than those of developed countries. Limitations. What stands in the way of increasing efficiency of livestock production? Some improvements require significant upfront investment, such as new genetic stock and imported feeds. But oftentimes, the larger problem is a lack of human resources to train farmers on improved practices and implement technology transfer programs. Finally, significant cultural barriers exist. Language and customs often create a communication and understanding barrier between farmers and these new technologies. So, a solution. We're proposing a dual strategy of proven low-tech solutions to improve dairy and livestock production, coupled with an expert consulting and volunteer network. Simple but proven effective techniques to improve production, coupled with existing community volunteers that will support capacity building and technology transfer. How does this work? Improved management systems, such as silvopastoral systems, improve yields while lowering costs and land demands. To achieve this, we'll leverage international volunteers from organizations such as Peace Corps, Catholic Relief Services, and Australia Volunteers International to support implementation. These volunteers live in local communities, often for more than a year, creating valuable connections and learning local language and customs. Paired with a non-for-profit consulting program, we'll spread the new management systems to livestock and dairy communities, starting in Colombia, an important agricultural country, a country among the top 7 countries in the world in unused arable land. Next, expanding this program throughout the region of Latin America. Now let's hear more detail about how some of these livestock production systems work.
One of them that we're going to talk about is the silvopastoral system, which is a high-intensity system. This system is built in 3 levels: grass, shrubs, and trees. These 3 levels is the amount of food and the nutrients per square meter, and with the proper rotation, it allows all the plants to recover and decrease the time of grazing of animals in a specific. Not only is better for the soil and plants, but increases the quality of diet in cattle and the impact on the soil. This is on animals with higher yields of production and quality of meat and dairy. Used in this silvopastoral system are the leucaena, which is a shrub with high levels of protein, and the other type of plant is the Andean alder, which is a tree that increases the soil fertility. There are many low-tech solutions. Some of them include improved grass varieties, vaccinations, storage techniques, and hygiene control.
There are several examples that demonstrate how training and technology assistance can dramatically increase meat and dairy production. As previously mentioned, farmers, especially small and medium-sized farms, are often far removed from best practices that could augment their productivity. Alqueria is a Colombian dairy company that has implemented training programs for their milk suppliers. This strategy has not only increased quality but also tripled milk production. Politecnica University in Ecuador recognized the importance of the cattle industry to the country's economic growth and well-being. They established a program to connect farmers with loans and provide them training to best invest this money and improve farm practices, which also resulted in increased meat and dairy production. These are two examples of ways that training and technical assistance can increase production for farmers. The consulting services that we propose create shared value for the society, the dairy and meat providers, and the buyers simultaneously. This concept connects farming communities with the resources that they need to be more productive and efficient. By being trained in best hygienic practices, farmers are able to ensure higher quality products to their buyers. In addition to receiving training and information, this solution offers a more effective feedback system for the buyers and the private sector to know about the needs of the farmers. In order to implement this solution, we need some core collaborators that are seen on this slide. Livestock experts, also feed management experts, veterinarian technicians, and agrotechnology developers. Some of the collaborators include CPAV, Fedigan, SIAT, and the World Agroforestry Center. In addition to experts, some of our primary core collaborators include existing volunteer organizations that have strong volunteer presence of volunteers that are working in rural communities for over a year, as well as NGOs that are working in rural communities throughout Latin America. Some of these programs, as previously mentioned, include Peace Corps, the Catholic Relief Services, and Australian Volunteers International. In order to achieve our goals, we would start with a pilot project in Colombia, identifying specific collaborators in order to start the pilot project, adapt livestock management systems to the local conditions of Colombia, and identify in-country volunteer organizations that we would be able to partner with. We would use the prize money to hire core staff in making our solution possible.
Finally, when we describe our plan forward here, it's important for us to note the reason that we're focusing in the country of Colombia. Colombia, as mentioned, is one of the top 7 countries around the world in terms of unused arable land. This means that vast areas of the country of Colombia offer significant potential for agricultural investment in the decades to come. And the potential means to achieve our goals of reaching food security. In addition to just Colombia, 3 of the other countries in the top 7 also exist in Latin America: Brazil, Argentina, and Bolivia. Focusing in Colombia and this region allow us to leverage in-country expertise in the silvopastoral system, in addition to volunteer networks that are well established, operating for decades throughout the region. Established with this base in Colombia and the Latin America region, we're convinced that our proposal and our concept has the potential to expand internationally to improve food security potential in all major continents. Thank you for your attention.